In 1918, Igor Stravinsky composed music for a theatrical work entitled The Soldier's Tale. It called for just 7 musicians, an actor, and a dancer. The project was meant to be economical, a small but mighty troupe that could easily tour around Europe. But that tour never happened. It was canceled due to the worldwide Spanish flu pandemic. Sound familiar? Over the past 3 years, we've canceled countless in-person musical performances and theater productions. We've been separated from friends and family. We've grieved. And now we get to play music for an audience, for you, again. Stravinsky's Soldier's Tale is a Faustian tale. It's a story of a soldier who gives his violin away to the devil in exchange for a book that promises untold wealth. It begins like this. Somewhere twixt Rock Hill and Lode, a soldier on his homeward road. Just 10 days of hard-earned leave, and he's tramped from morn to eve. Still must trudge, tramp and trudge and roam. Longs to find himself at home, counts the weary miles to come. The devil, disguised as a harmless old man, how courteous and conniving of him, invites the soldier into his house. He wines and dines him for 3 days, and they make their trade. The soldier's prized violin for a book that tells the future prices of the stock market. No, I'm serious. That's actually the story. The soldier returns home only to discover that it wasn't 3 days that passed, but 3 years. All the townspeople he knew, the local merchant, his girlfriend, his own mother, run away in fear, treating him like a ghost. The soldier had received the wealth he was promised, but without his connection to the people around him, it didn't mean very much. He sits down, ashamed of his mistake, and realizes he doesn't even have the violin to comfort himself. soldier devises a plan to free himself of the devil's influence once and for all. He plays a card game, loses on purpose, and intentionally gives all his money away. Only then does the violin return to his hands. He soon meets the woman he's going to marry. The music turns into 3 lively dances, but it's still not enough for this soldier. He asks for more. More love, more money, more happiness. And in the end, the devil wins the violin back for good. Just like this soldier, we have spent so many days simply fighting to live, it seems. And now, after donning our masks and keeping our distance from one another, we're emerging with 10 days hard-earned leave. And so I implore you, please don't trade your violins away. Do you remember that day when you saw an old friend in person after a long time? Do you remember that day when you heard the voices of the choir in the church after years of hearing them through your AirPods? Did that day, that feeling, move you? Isn't that enough? Sometimes we keep asking for more and more and more and only find misery in the end, even though for such a long time we experienced living without so many of those moments that make life beautiful and good. In 1918, Stravinsky and his troupe couldn't tour this music, but as we come out of our pandemic, we get the chance to play it for you. We hope you hold this music and what it represents close to your heart as you navigate the turmoil of today's stock market. Last I heard, the S&P 500 was down 8% year over year. Best of luck to you. Nor to the thing one is, the thing one was. Tis a bother, but one joy at a time, two cancel one another.